Many believe it would have been a close contest, America's jets and pilots against Russia's. But they would have approached the battle very differently.
Kind of the whole philosophy of Russian fighters is rugged nature, max performance, passive weapons, ease of maintenance in the field. All those combine into one philosophical bent that is quite different from Western fighters.
Russia has impressive air technology, which may even surpass the West in some areas. But their way of doing things has a practical, almost primitive side that baffles Western observers. Increasingly, the West has come to rely on computer-driven planes and weaponry, surgical bombing, and air battles that take place beyond visual range.
Good kill, good kill!
Russia lacks this high level of electronic warfare and is currently in severe economic trouble. Yet, those who study the Russian Air Force say it would be foolish to dismiss them. There are many striking contrasts between Russian and American air bases, not the least of which is overall appearance. In the United States, daily FOD sweeps for foreign object damage clear the flight line of the smallest bits of litter that could wreck a jet engine. At Russian airfields, metal scrap is tossed in the open. The grass is allowed to grow tall, even on the runways. Birds, lethal to an engine if sucked inside, gather freely in the fields around the tarmac. To the Russians, there is an undeniable logic behind the mess. After all, the field of combat would hardly be cleaner.
Walking around a Russian air base is quite a unique experience for an American who is used to seeing everything picked up and nothing that can get in the airplane, and here that isn't the case. It doesn't need to be.
Russian jets are designed to perform in less than ideal conditions. Retractable titanium grates protect the engine intakes on the Su-27, 30, and 35. The MiG-29 has doors that automatically shut on its intakes to keep them from inhaling debris. During takeoff and landing, the MiG's engine breathes through slits at the top of the wings.
They build airplanes like tanks. The U.S. Air Force and the West builds airplanes like fine watches.
The primary jet of the U.S. Air Force is the single-engine F-16 Fighting Falcon. It provides excellent visibility, the fastest, tightest turn rate of anything in the air, and pilot comfort. The lightweight plane fits around the pilot like a glove. He doesn't so much fly this jet as wear it.
The F-16 is the Porsche of airplanes. I mean, it handles great, it goes fast, it feels good. Your seats recline to help you with the G-forces. Everything's right out here like a big video game, and it's a sweet ride.
While the Russians admire American planes, they consider them almost too delicate for the rigors of war.
Our military aircraft was designed for battle. It's built for war, not to just stand there and look pretty. Here, behind me, you have an example of this. You can't break this plane. You could land it on its fuselage, and they'd come out, pick it up, lower the landing gear, clear the engine, and you could take off again.
We go at it with a scalpel, trying to very, very carefully hone the capability, build the weapon. They go at it with a sledgehammer.
The Russians also claim they have the best ejection seat in the world, seen here in test footage. The seat propels the pilot out and away from the fuselage with a force of 20 Gs, while restraining his arms and legs.
You know, it's bad manners here to compare what's mine to what's yours. But when I flew in the F-18, it took half an hour to buckle me into the seat. It's just not practical. In the final analysis, this can really reduce the battle readiness of America's Air Force. Here, we just jump in and buckle up. In your planes, one person can't do it himself. You've got hands and legs going everywhere.
Russian jets also have fire-resistant fuel tanks, which kept this MiG-29 crash on takeoff from exploding into a deadly inferno. This formation flying is not as innocent as it appears. Unlike the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, who fly special stripped-down F-18s, Kubinka pilots fly the same military jets they would take into battle, and they alternate between aerobatic drills and training for actual combat.
I can be flying loop-the-loops here today, and tomorrow I'll be at the military training ground dropping bombs and firing my cannon. And also, our aircraft aren't sports aircraft. They're military aircraft. At any time, we can just load up some rockets and take off without any downtime in between. We wouldn't look forward to a conflict. If they ordered us to do it, well, then of course we would. But I personally wouldn't want to.
Pilots all love flying. That's what they love more than anything else. They don't love killing. That's not the issue. But to fly the most advanced and most wonderful airplanes, where are they? They're in the military. So you gravitate toward those powerful, beautiful, sleek airplanes.